Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wimpy Studio. Today I'm going to be reviewing and recapping The Chosen Season 1, Episode 4. Okay, so yeah, this is the fourth episode of The Chosen. We are almost halfway through. And this episode I thought was a very important episode, a lot that happened in it. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, The Chosen Season 1, Episode 4. Okay, before we actually get into The Chosen, one announcement I want to make. Diary of a Wimpy Kid always releases its title on May 1st, with the exception of last year. They always released it on May 1st for the new book, but they haven't this year either. And it could just be because this month, because Jeff Kinney said he was preparing the title, so hopefully, because once I figure it out, I'll make a video on it releasing, because I love Diary of a Wimpy Kid. You should know that. My highest video was a Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So, a lot of stuff that happened. Definitely the biggest episode so far out of the this is the fourth one, so the four out of the four that we've seen so far, this is definitely the biggest one. Last episode focused on Jesus and the little children. Um the first two episodes focused on Mary and the Shabbat dinners, and this episode focused on Simon, and we saw a big argument with him in Eden. We already saw like tension between this couple even from the first episode because they had a fight in episode 2. So now we have another fight, but this one's a lot bigger because Simon has been slacking off, not paying attention, going fishing. But what I also like is that I didn't write this down, we saw the relationship between Simon and Andrew, brotherly, more this episode than ever. And we actually see that later on. I like that connection between them. I mean, great brother relationship. Because towards the end, Simon does get accepted. He does realize his faith. He gets accepted into Jesus' group, which includes Mary and a couple of other people. I also like how they are able to keep Mary in it, like not take her away because me and my parents have already watched all of the season, and I'm just going back and reviewing it. But Mary has stayed in, and I'm glad because I do like her character. Um, so yeah, Simon did get his faith accepted. And that was like pretty much just him trying to figure out his whole status. Like, and he got help from Jesus and his brother and everyone. I enjoyed that. And I'll talk about like more like that at the very end. But what I also liked is that we did see more of Matthew's tax collection issues with like the Romans coming, as well as Nicodemus struggling with keeping the peace between his class. So, um, Matthew. After watching the first season, I realized how Matthew's character is like funny because, of course, people think of him as a traitor, but it's funny the way that he displays it. He doesn't care. Okay, he doesn't care. He doesn't make too big of a deal out of it, even though there's still like hesitation, from I don't know exactly how to put it, but I do like Matthew's character. I think that they did if they did not have Matthew, something would be missing from the show because it just gives like it kind of brings you back to because everyone has a good sense of humor. Matthew brings it out, Simon brings it out. Really, they all bring a good sense of humor out, and Jesus. And I just like Matthew because he's a little bit like he's odd, but in a good way. It feels like all those people they're odd, but in a good way, and I really enjoy that character. How do I say that? That character development, even though it's not development, but just that character portrayal. I guess is the right way to say it. So I also love the scene where Simon's boat was getting ready to drown and the two teams had to come together and help them. So Jesus did this on purpose. So the boat was getting ready to drown, but it wasn't really going to drown. But like both teams had to come together and help the other one. And I honestly really like that because it shows you how much Jesus cared about them, how much what Simon was had to willing to accept teamwork. I thought that this was a teamwork episode, especially that last ending scene. Um, it was a teamwork episode where they all had to work together, and Simon did get accepted. It's not until next episode that we actually see Simon and Eden patch things up, which I'll definitely talk about next episode. Because next episode was even more packed than this episode, and I'll have a lot to talk about in that one. But hey, we're not there yet. So yeah, I really like that scene. Simon that the boat was getting ready to drown and they had to come together. Honestly, loved that scene. Great example of teamwork. Okay. So, the final scene, the most shocking part of the episode, Nicodemus meets up with John. Okay, so let me talk about this for a second. So, I was waiting for some introduction of John the Baptist. Um, um, and he's here. That was a good cliffhanger, though, because next episode is all about the wedding. And there's a couple scenes between him and Nicodemus next episode that I'll talk about next episode, because next episode's pretty packed. I mean, I thought that this episode had a lot going on, but next episode has even more stuff going on. So that ending, I thought it took me by surprise. I was not expecting that, but in a way, I'm kind of glad that John the Baptist is being introduced, honestly, because how do I explain it? I don't know. I just like John the Baptist. I was always wondering if John the Baptist would be in The Chosen. I always wonder what his character, what he would actually look like in this show, and he looked like miserable. But then again, everyone was like kind of miserable in The Chosen because they've been through a lot. I mean, look at everyone. I mean, none of them look perfect. Nobody's perfect, but back then, nobody looked perfect. But then again, like the sense of humor, that's kind of what I think it would have actually been back then, honestly. So I really, really, really enjoyed that, I gotta say. But honestly, this episode was a good episode. I thought it gave a good vibe. And I'm excited to see what else comes out of it. I mean, I'm already like seen it, but like these last four episodes, episodes 5 through 8, are packed. The original four, I kind of started off slow. Even this episode's still slow, but then it picks up speed. Honestly, 5, 6, 7, they are all really good episodes. They have episode 6. I have to say, episode 6 is probably my favorite. Episodes 5 and 6 are probably my favorite, and I'll talk about them when I actually get to them soon. So I'm really excited for that. But The Chosen season 2, no announcement on it yet. I downloaded the Chosen app, and it said that they're currently on funding for episode 4 of season 2. They're about a quarter of the way there, so 3 episodes are paid for. So they have the resources, and whenever this coronavirus thing is over, I'm sure they'll start those. I'm kind of thinking that they're gonna divide season 2 into 2 seasons, because I'm sure if the episode 4 funding reaches by the time they can actually start filming again, then they can film that, and then while they're filming, they can get the funding can increase or get to where it needs to be for episodes 5 through 8, and then they can film that like after a little break, of course. But like I'm kind of thinking maybe January 2021, the 1 through 4 will be released, and then maybe 5 through 8 will be released in April. I'm kind of thinking a 3 month, well, April to November. That's 7 months, but I think it'll be a shorter break. I'm hoping so. So I'm thinking January, April. It could be more like even April, July, anywhere in there. But I think it's gonna, at least the first half will hit in the first half of 2021, and maybe the second half will be episodes 5 through 8. But all I know is that I'm sure season 2 will be done by the end of 2021. And honestly, I'm love season 1, and I can't wait to like talk about them more with you again. Episode 5's coming next week. Episode 6 the week after. Episodes 7 and 8 are coming. What was I gonna say? Episodes 7 and 8 are coming at the very end. I'm thinking of doing the Chosen Q&A, probably beginning of June. Me and my cousins are gonna talk about what questions we have for the Chosen season 2. I'm really excited for that video to come out. Honestly, I'm excited for all the videos to come out. I am really, really excited. So that is the end of my presentation. So I want to thank everyone for watching Movie Studio. I'm really excited for you guys. I'm really excited for the Diary of a Wimpy Kid Book 15 info video. I'm not sure when that's coming out. Whenever we get info, and I'm hoping by the end of the month, because it's always been May 2020, because that's June, July, August. About 6 months. It might be a little bit more, but hey, it's okay. So stay tuned for that video. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching Movie Studio. Stay tuned for way more videos coming your way. Love you guys, and bye.